Hello everybody, this is ITS University. My name is Igor. It is a solution of the assignment 2 video walkthrough in course system development and operation. Let me share the screen. Um, no, not in the way. Like this. Yeah. Here it is, assignment description. No, that's not it. I think this is it. We have 7 parts of the assignment. The first part is launch the virtual machine image. Let me show the configured machine. I see that 6 remaining parts are not even related to virtual machine. It's only related to VS Code environment and Python programming language. I also checked the content of the assignment, and I guess I can just show that my virtual machine is working and then turn it off and do all these commands on my own PC. I think this will be okay. Well, this is my virtual machine. I don't know. Oh, it's just working um, as expected. So it's pre-built VirtualBox image taken from the course. So it looks absolutely the same for all students. I don't know, it's just working. So I will turn it off and do some Python research on my machine because actually my laptop is not set, does not have a really good performance. Okay. Launch starting Python VS Code. Hello script. Let me check which version of Python I have. Mm, it's not it, it's actually it's incorrect command. I think here it is Python version 3.12.7. I think the last one is 3.14, 14.3, 3.16. So I think I have like stable, one of the latest stable versions, and it will be okay. It will not have a conflict in the place of other version of Python. Like as I remember, Python have some major differences in Python 3.10, like some more specific typing. I don't remember. But anyway, I checked the lab. There is only basic comments like basic math. I don't know what to explain. Okay, I can explain that Python 3 is a command. Why it's working for me like only type Python because I have only one version of Python. Because Python 3 is released, release date December 2008, but before Python 3.0 there was Python 2. It was completely awful. The syntax is quite different, and I don't think somebody uses in 2046. Uh, I had ever seen it one time maybe by accident. Okay, here did we see some very basic math. I don't know. You can just I don't know. It just it just does it works. This math is very common for every languages. Plus minus is common. Usually star is a multiplication. That's usually, yeah, division is like this, but we also have like rounding division. It's 14 to the down to the bottom. Like you have 0.5, but it's rounded to 0. It's not stated in the lab, and I don't know, it's quite interesting. You know, also we have this type of math operation. It's mm, like, you know, I will translate it. This will be easier. Reminder, reminder of division. Sometimes it is quite useful. And also we have a ampersand b. As I remember, it's some kind of relates to bytes division or something like that. Don't actually remember, and it's not stated in the lab. So here we have just mass pole, yeah. A in power of b. It's not actually different, not interesting. Recall that Python uses standard order operation can be used known as pandas, not a yeah, it's like it works just in mathematics. Like b multiplied by c would be the first, would be executed the first, and then only the sum. So it's very basic. Interactive interpreter print string. Okay, we already done it before here with print. Print is automatically called here. I would say it's not print called, but echo called, yeah, under the hood of interpreter. Uh, and that's why print. Okay. I don't know, just print. It just output the value to the terminal. Uh, I don't know exactly what is used under the hood. I know that we have stdout, like a C++. It's some kind of link with API of operation system. So we have something like that. And we actually can use print in other way without the commands, like directly call stdout. But print is a more basic one. I said it just because I don't know what other can I explain what is print? Print is print. Open this code. If this is your first time, it will most likely be presented with a welcome window. I'm glad it's not my first time. It's not my first time. Okay, make some let's make some new new folder. Let it be DevOps. Yep. New file types are pretty common to use from the previous step. Very interesting. Okay, main dot py. I would call it. Okay, from the check I can call it here without the debugging. I'm not sure it's configured because I don't use. Uh, yeah, this works, but I don't use execution from the VS Code because why should I? So it's not convenient way because the screen is very little. I don't know what exactly VS Code is called because it uses some environment variable, sometimes something else. Sometimes it's kind of risky. Sometimes it doesn't work, in some environment. So I will just call it from the terminal, as I always do. DevOps main.py. Now I don't need something, configuring environment because we don't have packages. Maybe we will have it later. I don't know, but it must be. It's very, very necessary topic. So, how to create virtual environment? Virtual environment is an environment that's collected all the data about installed packages via pip, like package manager installing Python packages. And in order, we are using virtual env usually in order to do not install packages globally in the system because in different projects we have different versions of the packages, and sometimes it's very important important to fix this version because they can interrupt each other. They can get a conflict in different environments. So it is a basic way to not use packages globally. But of course, for development, usually we use, for example, Docker to completely differentiate our development environment from the operation system and do not depend on it. So I created virtual environment. It looked like this. Include lib scripts. Nothing interesting. Just I won't explain it. I don't think it's. I think I already explained it. So, for example, if I install some packages, it would be oh, requirements requests. I noticed that we will have lecture about API, and definitely we will have calls to REST API, and request is a command for this. And for example, in this environment, I have installed this list of packages, and I can, for example, paste it in the file as we usually do in small projects with small amount of hard, difficult packages. That's it. That's it. But we only have prints, so no packages actually. Okay, okay. You can also open terminal. Yes, it's open on terminal. Here, view data types. Actually, I hope we will. We will relate. We will touch OP. Maybe we will not. Type, type. Yeah, we have different. primitives. I don't think Python differentiates primitive and complex data structures because Python is too stupid. You know, Python is high-level programming languages. That's why we don't even have to point the exact type of what the exact variable. For example, we have variable name. Yeah, it must be string, and we must. Oh, we can specify the type, but actually it's only for developer. It's not used by compiler. It does not improve performance. I don't know. We have int, yeah, numbers, numbers only without uh, integers after the dot. So for example, time, I don't know, seconds. This is not integer. Integer will be just 10. So float, it's about floating point. Usually it's called double or float in other languages, but in Python only float because just because. And I don't know if we are supposed to talk about the weight of each type, but usually integer is like 4 bytes. Yeah, string is usually depends on number of chars. I don't know. If you are discovering in Python, it doesn't matter. But usually one char, 1 byte, one integer 4 bytes. I don't remember well float. So in different languages it can differentiate, but you know. So base primitive is string is not primitive, but in Python, I don't know if okay. Let's call it types. Okay, strings, integer floats. What else? Functions, I guess. I don't think. I don't think. I don't know. Oh, a function is like this. It's like define. Okay, this is a function. I think it can be called as a different type, different data structure. You also have like classes. I will not touch it because I don't know if it's touched in the lab. String, boolean. Students in Python we use only snake case. So in most of languages we use like this, or like this. Camel case, yeah. But in Python, snake case by code styling, it's kinda, it's very, important. False. For example, false. Yeah, false was true. Basically, it's just integer, but 0 or 1. Okay. And the type function is just checking type. So also we have isInstance function for checking complex types like classes, but I will not cover it. Basic comparing creator, I don't know. It's very it's very common for all languages. I will not touch it. It doesn't really matter. It's basically it's not even similar for all languages. It is the same. The only exception maybe it's JavaScript where you have very interesting mechanic Like this is comparing by okay. Let me quickly. It's true, but this is false. But in Python, we compare only values, only values without with making the type the same. So we have only double equality. So of course, string one equals to one would be false. False. Yeah. Mm, the ball operator for this one. Yeah, already. Okay, concatenation. It's not that interesting, actually. Okay, just multiplication of string. It also works for concatenating. It does not work for subtraction. It doesn't work for division by obvious reason. Uh, this is it. Type error can only concatenate string. Review casting and printing different data types. Use a store function to range the integer data type to a string data type. So basically I can do what's there's okay. So for example, bum 10 is integer ctr function call returns string and type returns type of the string. And it must be string because ctr. Yeah. Okay, that's not interesting. That's interesting, kinda. Num. Okay, num would be 10. Okay, okay. It's just about formatting. Usually, okay, I will explain. To F in Python formatting, and usually in other languages it looks similar. We only only remain two signs, two numbers after the dot, and F means float. So floating point is here, and we left only two signs of the floating point. So for example, it will be 3 points. I don't know, maybe another way. No, it doesn't work as that's fine. Okay. Um, that's not interesting. Len is the length of the string and also length of the list. And this is actually a list. This is a list. I don't know. Let me show you how cycles works. Not in order to not do this later. We have two types of for loops. Uh, oh, okay, for example, like this. In this type, we just iterating all items by one. Yeah, R1, R2, R3, S1, S2. So the host name is basically the item. Yep. But in this case, for I in a range host names, we iterate the indexes. Yep. So I would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And host names y, I would be the item. Because then we can call the item of the list like this. So just pointer to an item, you know. No, it's not pointer, does not mess with C++ understanding. It's in index. Oh, okay. In range function needs a number. So the range, for example, I can put it like this. So it's an all number from 1 to 2, not included. So from 1 to 1. Basically, I don't know how to do this. Yeah, you see, only one. Yeah, and here it is the same case. So I iterate all objects, I iterate all indexes, and all the items. Last item is -2, and the fun fact about it, I can also use -2, -3, as I remember. Yeah, you see, you see, the -2 is the last symbol, -2, or -1 is the last symbol, -2 is the very last, and so on. That's very logical. Replace an item by assigning a new value to the index. Okay, let's do this. I don't know. Let's multiply by 2. Just multiply all strings. You see, host names. It is modified. Everything considered. So yeah, the same. Dictionary. All right. Very interesting. We also have alpha lecture actually. Okay, indices the same, but instead of indices, we have keys and value. So I can, for example, edit the value that was by assignment. Anything is quite the same, quite the same. But you cannot just you know add value to the dictionary without know the key. You must specify the key. I can use the new key, anything I want, but I must specify it. Brackets. Okay. First name inputs. Okay. Okay. Data input some data. It uses std_in module in operation system. So as I already said, std_out for print, std_in for inputting data and getting it from the terminal or from the file. So it's about input some data. Looks not nice. Like it would be looking like this. Okay. input some data, and it's print this data. For example, I can convert it to something else like number, we can print the number. Yeah, plus int here, you see, but input returns string HHH. What is your first name? Open a blank script, save it as personal by lab, Python folder. I don't think it does really matter where I put my file. It's much more important to understand the anything I do, yeah? I'll explain it. As a print statement that combines all the information in one statement. What it means? Create a script to collect the personal information. Okay, okay. The teacher asks me to do this task, like collect more information about the user. So input zero strings, yeah, and age. I must wrap it in the input. Yep, like this, like this, like this, like this. And this is it. Yeah, we make this wonderful script. My first name is Yegor, last name, location, Surabaya, okay, and age is, it's actually not 36, but okay. Hi, Bob Smith, your location is London, you're 30 years old. Okay, I can do it like this. Hi, uh, hi, name. I'm using formatting in Python. It's so easy to use formatting in Python in this way. Age, your location is city, and this is it. This is it. Surabaya. Yeah, will I save it? I save it. No, I don't want to save it. Maybe later. I can make a report, Can make a report like, for example, a markdown file. It's also important to know how to do this because programmers use it very often. But okay, actually, the course is about DevOps. I don't actually understand why we learn Python. Specifically, we learn Python from the very basics. I don't know. It's weird. Create if else statements. Can I just paste it? Yeah, okay. Mm, also, okay. Collecting personal information. Yep. Oh, non-formatters project. But I have formatter for Python. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's enough. I think collecting personal information. Oh, yep, like this. Close this. And what else? Review if for and while function. I already has shown the for loop and functions. While functions. While and function. I guess. Yeah, if it's just if. I don't know. It's like condition logic. Often name is name. Oh, oh. If name is name, print name is name. If it's not, you can print name is not name. You know, please call this on. Yep, name is name. But what about changing the name? Name is not name. Also, we have else if statement, which is basically else if. Maybe I can write it like this, not in this language, but in all other ones, yes, it works. Name is name one. Yep, name is name one. It doesn't pass this condition, it goes to this condition, it passed this condition, and stuck it here. What about changing one more time? Name is not name, because two conditions are passed, like not passed. I don't know. It failed. Still skipping around it. Your output should look like the following example. The native VLAN and the data VLAN are different. Okay, just copying and pasting. I really think that it was comparing strings. My file is more complex. Okay, I think I can just. Actually, there is a styling mistake in this file. As I already mentioned, in Python we use only snake case, and usually for naming variables we use um, like for instance Ctrl A. Usually we are where when we name uh, variables we use some descripted name. So I don't understand what is ACL num, but it's actually looks like a terminology, some term from the networks for ICL. I don't remember what is that, but at least we must use in case. There is nothing to explain here. It's just basic condition, very basic condition. And what is the ABV SEL number? For example, I wanted to go to this condition, and I put something in range from 1 to 99. By the way, I can do like this. It's more traditional way to do this, you know. But 100 because the last number is not included. Oh, 36. This is a standard IPv IPv4 ACL because in the range. It's more readable actually. That's why we use snake case and like this range. Maybe Maybe it's not that good because range generated a new list, but in this case it's definitely better. Okay, Python can also extended IPVS ratio 200. This is not standard or standard because it's else condition. In other normal languages, we have also switch case, which is very, very accurate. And by the way, I think in the last not stable version of Python, we have some kind of switch case, but in 3.14, it's not. And so in the lab is 3.8, we almost covered it. Create for loop. I already created for loop for uh, while while loop. I can just put it in here and explain again. It's very bad code styling. Usually it formatters lists like this. This is incorrect. Like this is correct. This works, but it's too shitty. That's better. That's better. So actually it's not better because x and y it's not descriptable variables, but it's just mathematician tasks. So we don't know the meaning of the variable, so it's okay. We input integer value x. So x in it's obvious, but I can just point it one more time, specify it. And here it is same. Then this cycle would will repeat so many times till the condition is good. Condition is passed, you know. So while y becomes greater than x, the loop will stop. Loop stop. Okay. So for example, if I enter 1, x will be 1, and we have condition y is less or equal of x. Yes, it's equal. So loop will be run for one time, and y will be the output will be 2. Yes, here we are. The same. So when y becomes greater than x, this loop stops. And in this loop, y is incrementing all the time. Unfortunately, Run does not have traditional incrementing in Python, just this ugly way. Chicken. Okay. I don't wanna save and run the script. Okay. Okay. Check for user quit command. It's not about SIGINT. Like we have SIGINT and all other like signals in the operation system. For example, when I well true from time into sleep 1 second. You see my script is launched. I cannot do anything, but it's launched. I I click Control plus C, call sig in signal call, signal code, and it led to keyboard interrupt error. But here we have just comparing the strings, so even formatter doesn't work for this. Hmm. This color is too bad. Cannot be formatted. Okay, just rewrite it. Enter a number. Which number? To count to. Okay, if x equals to q or x equals to qe. Oh, okay. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Break. Interrupt the loop. But if it's not, then x converts it to number. And the same algorithm we have before, incrementing y, and if y is more than. Actually, it is the same as this, absolutely the same. So we can just have to show you this. Less code, more readable, better. Well, true, it's just every time calls until I put quit or here. Yes, it works. It just works. Mm, yeah, 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 it works. Create a program that reads an external file. R, W, and A. Actually, we have more. We can, at least we have RB, YB, AB, write bytes, read bytes, and add bytes. And maybe 6? I don't know. Okay, let's, for example, read all requirements txt without encoding because we have only 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 English reads. I think read will read only first. All it will be read for anything. Okay, you see, but I think it must be like this. It doesn't work. And okay, it doesn't matter. So I read the script. Oh, I read the file. I put the R flag, but I can, for example, make some other file and write something to it. So, for example, write something. Yep, I'll put something. It works. It actually works. Excellent. So read and read, write and write, but write actually overwrite anything. See, I ran the script several times and still something. But if I put a, something changes. You see, it's added. Many something. Okay, it works. Incorrect way to use files. One more time. because usually we use construction with open restream to automatically close the file. Yep. So here file is already closed. Already closed. And I don't need to use file close. Usually I don't see such constructions, only if the logic is quite complex. So here we definitely will use with. We have different methods like readline method read the first string, so it will be certified. Oh, yeah. What is it? Maybe I will change encoding. I don't think it must be UTF. UTF-8. It doesn't work. Can decode byte in position will restart byte. So actually something happened because I generated this file automatically. I don't know. Oh, actually it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's remove encoding. Some start bytes. Uh, so if I find proper encoding value like win, I don't know, win CSP 12551 or encoding or UTF-8, it will work, but now it's generating something. Read lines is just what the hell? It's just a list of rows which I can iterate easily. For some reason, something breaks down. Funny, the version of the model is 2026, like a year. First time I see this. Okay, look like this. It must not be like this. Okay, find file access. Just do the thing as me. Strip. Actually, we have strip, L strip, R strip. So I don't know. Strip is just, you see, it deletes most of the uh, empty symbols. Oh, what? Maybe my terminal is lagging, maybe not. For example, if you have, you see, there is a new rows, new empty rows, and without trip it's even more. Two empty rows, you see? It looks like this. This is a sign, special sign of empty row. Not empty row, just go into the next row, and strip can delete such symbols. Not only this \n, but other as well. Also we have lstrip, which do the same, but from the left side of the word, and rstrip, the same, but from the right side of the word. Okay. Devices append. Okay, we use list. I can use it like this or like this, but I prefer to use like this because, for example, we can use. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, just I use it like this. I can use even number like this, not like it equals to 0, but it's a class. So I can use just the constructor of this, just as I prefer to do. Um, okay, just append means add. Just add one more item. Okay, 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 okay. I don't think rows row. Cool. So you see, we have many rows. It's encoded rows, but it's still rows. Excuse me. Um, what's next? Actually, I guess if I change the file like this, no, like this, I will generate the file. Wait, oh, I generated the file, and I can use it. Yep. Something. Yeah. If I manually add some rows to the file, it looks good. But requirements txt is where is the value? but uh, but it's generated by pfreeze command, so must be some incorrect empty symbols. Challenge: create a script to allow the user to add devices. Challenge doesn't mean that it is mandatory. You can create a program, but I don't have to, right? For the function of visual while true, open the I don't want to do this. If it's not mandatory, I would skip it. And I think I already show all functionality provided in the lab. Yep. While for loops, opening, writing, and reading files, some primitives, if else, input. Okay, for the last like challenge, I can show funny things. Std and std out in Python. I remember when I was completing some tasks in my school 8 years ago. we with my guys, my friends, was using very different approaches to avoid plagiarism, and we was using something else except of print just to avoid it. Look like this, and it's funny. It must be equals to oh yeah, you see this is the result. Uh, Serial, what is serial? Serial, right? Something. So I put the value to the serial buffer, and then I flush it out. Yeah, you see, it's funny. And actually, and by the way, their strip is a specific value, removing only backslash n, not all empty symbols. So it's equal to input. Oops. And these two strings input to print something. This is a thing I was explained before. That's funny. That's all I can say about print and input. Yeah, Team Club is done. Actually, I completed all the tasks and my work is done. Thank you for watching. Uh, as I remember, my teacher name is Sony. Uh, it's not written anywhere. It's weird. Niswo Asuri Sani. Okay. Uh, I think you or my teacher will watch it. I'm not sure actually because it's too long. It's like 32 minutes of coding, and I think it's more 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour video. Mm, but I want a good mark. Okay. Thank you for your lessons. Thank you for this homework. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. But to